Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Donna Vee. I'm here to read some stories and hang out with you. And oh my gosh, it's June 1st. Can you even imagine that it's June 1st? I can't. I cannot imagine that it is June 1st. Today is Monday, and you know what we have to start with, right? Stretches. Ah. I myself don't even like to do stretches too often, but I do it for you guys and with you. Well, like I said, even if you can't get up and you do it seated, you can stretch. And even if you can't move everything, why don't you just try doing this? Smile. That's right. There's so many muscles in your face that you have to use to smile, more to frown. So smiling is way better than that. So don't frown, just smile. Okay, so let's see. Arm circles. I'm going to focus, okay? Going to try to focus today. So I can tell you this, on the East Coast where I live in Nutley, New Jersey, it is beautiful out. The skies are blue. Awesome. I took Yogi out already this morning, and it was like, wow, this is like a bird's favorite day. I must be part bird. Good morning, TJ. How are you? June 9th is your half birthday? Wow. August 13th is my half birthday and also one of my best friend's birthdays. It's pretty cool. June 9th. Wow, that's awesome. Hey, TJ, do you remember what the letter is today? I'm doing my stretches. I'll let you remember the letter. Can you remember? Well, let's just go over it. Let's see. It wasn't A. Well, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, done. F, G, H, I, J, done. J was yesterday? I swear it's like a time warp. I don't even know. Let me think. K? Was it L? Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to need help. I need somebody to help remember what letter it is today. I think it is L, right? Because we did king. We did. Wow. That's wild. Maybe I should have a sip of water. Let's see if I can refresh my memory as I get refreshed. Yum. Oh, water's so good for you guys. So what did we do? Our morning routine. We wake up, brush your teeth, right? Really good. Very important. I showered. Special. And then I put on some clean clothes. Unicorn onesie. What's up? Let's see. But I brushed my hair and it's like nice and neat today. So I'm going to leave my hood off. Then what do we do? So we stretch. Really important. It's a wildly peaceful morning. It's kind of quiet outside. I'm very happy. I love peace. You guys know that. Good morning, Aja. Hey, Aja. Hey, Natty. Thanks, I used pink conditioner. Oh my goodness. Look, even my unicorn passed out over that one. Get back up there. And he's wearing the Jets jersey because Jay was just the other day. And Kay, good morning, Dawn. Hi, Aunt Cecilia. What's up, everybody? Good morning. My people are here. Thank you. I used some pink conditioner, and I always forget which way to go. Thank you. I needed that, right? Just conditioner. Don't get nervous, folks. I didn't color my hair. I didn't cut it, although my kids are like, shave it, make it bleach. I'm like, no, because I told everybody I'm going. Well, where'd she go? Uh-oh. One of my favorite little books is over there, and I love the girl's hair on the book. I want my hair to look like it. But anyway, focus, Donna. Focus. Happy June 1st. Aja, you've been sick some days? Oh, no. What's going on, Aja? We're going to have to send you some love and light for sure. Okay. Let's not go completely out of order because, I can do that. I'm good at that. All right. J was the other day and K. So you guys are correct. It is L. Thank you very much, TJ. So let's focus. Today I'm having a little bit of a focus issue. L, we're going to reel her in. And I know I could hear half of you saying today. That's fine. So let's get our L and let's work on it. Are you ready? For those of you that are here for the first time, what we do every day is we have this really cool routine. We talk about brushing our teeth, washing our face, freshening up, starting good healthy habits, and then we pick a letter of the day, and then usually it sticks to my forehead because, it's a little warm in this like onesie because I don't have a whiteboard. When I get like big time TV stuff, I'll have a whiteboard. Just kidding. I'll always stick it to my forehead. So L, love and light. Aja, that's what I'm sending to you right now. L is also for laughter. Yes, that's so good, Aunt Cecilia. Latitude, longitude. Don't forget, they go together. Well, actually, they don't go together, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. See? How about lollipops? Lollipops are good too. And little kids. I love little kids. Lunges. I did those yesterday. Well, I was on a hike. I chose to use the upward climb to lunge. And then I was like, why did I choose to use the upward climb for lunge? Because it felt good, right? It's good for you. I love being outside. I was outside on a hike yesterday, and I suggest that even if you have to just walk around your block or walk in your yard somewhere, get outside. Very important on a day like today. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay. So we stretched. Those are some lame stretches. Hey, what's going on, David? They were some lame stretches. My stretches were. I'll tell you that. So let's see. If I had weights in my hand, I could be doing these things. And we could do these. Right now, I have one kettlebell and I have it far over there because last time I had it near me, I stubbed my toe. Oh, outdoors is awesome. And now I'm hoping to get there today. But I have to do a lot of learning today. I have a class I have to take online. Lumber, lemonade. Ooh, lemonade. Yum. Lemonade's pretty good. Limeade's pretty good too. All this stuff is making me think of lemons, limes, fruits. What do we do next? TJ, do you know what it is we have to do? You know we have to do something else. Let's see. We drank some water. We brushed our hair. Oh, leadership. Very good. Leadership is good. Lump. Lumps are not good unless they're like in mashed potatoes, and they could be kind of tasty. All right. So the next thing we do with our morning routine is we take our vitamin, of course. So get out the vitamins, everybody. It's vitamin time. Yeah, you have to take your vitamin. So good for you. You have to maintain good health, especially now because we don't want to lower our immune system by letting it slide with poor health, because this is really important for us and for everybody else and helping everyone else. Now, I can't wait to see. Did I get two of the same, one of each? That's when you think you spread little love, you actually make the big love. Vitamin time, yes. Good morning, Carol. How are you? Big love is right. Ready? Let's see. Are they matching or are they one of each? It's a one of each day. That's amazing. I love the one of each day. You know that? Because it makes a cool little sandwich. My hair doesn't match it exactly anymore, but the dark one, kind of, sort of. All right. Next thing we learn, manners. Now, we don't want to chew with our mouth open, and we definitely don't want to talk with our mouth full. Not here, not there, not ever. Nope. So what do? Because I can't help but smile when I'm here with you guys. And I love to read from this book, The Beginner's Guide to the Universe by Mr. Mike Dooley. Nuggets of truth galore. Hello, people. So what do? I chew my vitamins and I cover myself up with the book because I can't help myself. I laugh and I smile just thinking about what you guys are thinking about. Wow. Let me tell you, good flavor combination. I will say that taking vitamins right after brushing your teeth is sometimes a little bit interesting. You know what I mean? Did you ever do that? The tastes, sometimes they don't go together, but doesn't mean you don't take your vitamins. Now, let's see what the nugget of truth is today. I love a good little nugget of truth. One of the truths is I'm a Jets fan, and that's my bookmark. And I try to shamelessly plug the Jets every chance I get because I love them. And hey, Gwen, how are you? Gwen Kaysen, how are you? You're so amazing. You stopped by yesterday and you dropped off some more books. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. To anyone that likes to donate books, loan books, whatever, I really appreciate it. The kids really appreciate it. We are at day 72, and it could not be possible without people's kindness and love. And L is today. Love, lending, loaning, leaving books. Thank you so much. It is such a sweet thing that you did. I am like so overwhelmed by the kindness of people. It's really true, you know? And I think that that's something that we need to focus on more than anyone and anything, is just kindness and trying to perpetuate that. So thank you very much. And good morning. Okay, so let's choose a page. Ooh, let's see. I looked and I want to see, because I know I've picked that page before. Let's, oh, this is a nice one. They're all so nice. But here's a really sweet thing to say. All right, here we go. Page 128 of the Beginner's Guide to the Universe. Oh, my Aunt C said 97. Now I'm so curious. Now I need to go to 97. I'm going to go to 97. All right. You want 2 nuggets of truth today? I do. Okay. First one, I'm going to do the first one is I turn to, and then we're going to finish with the one my aunt suggested, page 97. We channel each other. We're very connected. It's our angels. Okay. So on 128, I'm going to say this one. It's not that people will act a certain way around you, but that you'll attract certain types of people and behaviors based upon your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations of them. When you change, the people you attract and their behaviors will change. Now that's super good. Super good. And I'm going to read that one more time. Let's think about this. Kids, adults, humans, ready? It's not that people will act a certain way around you, but that you'll attract certain types of people and behaviors based upon your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations of them. When you change, the people you attract and their behaviors will change. So what do I take from that I want to share, especially with the kids? It means if you elevate yourself and you treat yourself with self-respect and love and pride, you'll attract more people that feel the same. But if you super down talk, right? You know the importance of finishing a statement of I am with anything negative. Because that's something you're feeding yourself. You want to try to be as positive as possible. It's really important, because if you make sure that you self-speak positively, you'll attract more people to speak to you and about you more positively. Very important. That's a lesson for any age. But if you can start to believe that and really embody that at a young age, you're on a road to a better place. Now, let's check out page 97. Okay. 97. There are so many good ones. Okay. Opportunity never stops knocking. And neither should you. Don't give up. Even when you want to. Even when you think that you should. No, you can't give up. Even if it's small things that you do. Even if it's just moving something out of the way so that you don't trip on it. Because you know what happens when you trip on it? Ooh, you say all sorts of stuff, and maybe it doesn't start with L, but it might, and it might not be nice stuff. Like, ooh, I don't want to say it. I don't want to bring negative into my now, but you know what I'm saying. So opportunity never stops knocking, and neither should you. See, my Aunt Cecilia, she took the opportunity. She suggested a page. And you know what? I said, yep, let's do it. Let's do more than one nugget today. Because sometimes in life, you need more than one. Ooh, that's a good one, right? Okay, so now that we know that and we've learned that fact, because we have L is for learning. Learning is something you should always do and never stop doing. Learning is really important. Loving is just as equally important. And you know what? You're right, TJ. We have to talk about our social distancing buddy. Hi, Bartholomew. Thank you. It's Bartholomew, everyone. Hi, how are you? So, Bartholomew is my social distancing buddy. For those of you, again, new to our show, June 1st, welcome. But just know that, long time ago, 72 days ago, to be exact, we realized that there are people that were quarantining alone. People that were really, really sad. I know. And we wanted to suggest to those people, our friends, that they get a social distancing buddy, right? That's you. Hey, that's me. And what does that mean? It means someone that you can hug when you're sad or when you're happy and you want to tell them something funny. And it's like ours to do. Or maybe you're just really sad and angry and you're like, oh, I can't take it anymore. And the next thing you know, they will hug you. But most importantly, we now use our social distancing buddy to help deliver love and light to everyone that's watching. Because who couldn't use a little extra love and light, right? Come on. So who do we ask for help? We get your social distancing buddy, right? So we get Piggy. Because even my social distancing buddy needs a social distancing buddy. And then we get our magical friend, our magical unicorn who is hiding, but I found her, Cecilia. She is amazing. Cecilia helps us to deliver all the messages to all the magic believers out there. And really, we got Cecilia involved when my aunt and my uncle were home quarantining because they had COVID. And it really helped because we were sending love and light. So we thought, why not include Cecilia, Piggy, and Bartholomew? And every time we want to send love and light to some people. So who could we send them to? Who could we send it to today? So like Aja is sick. He's all the way over in India. And we had friends come to us from Germany yesterday. And they stopped by to say hi. So why don't we do this? Let's today send love and light to everyone around the globe who needs love and light. What do you think? I mean, we're on the globe too. So of course that includes us. But we want to go bigger. We want to go bigger. You know, they say go big or go home. We want to go big and beyond home. Okay? So can we do that? So hang tight if you have a social distancing buddy. And if you don't, you know what we suggest? From your heart, from your head, from your heart, and from your whole entire being, your soul, we're going to send out love and light. You ready? 1, to everyone around the globe. 2, especially to you, Aja. 3, and to those of you that loaned us books, thank you again, Gwen. Let's go. Wow, that was so awesome. OMG. I felt that. Did you guys feel that? I felt it. I felt that. That was amazing. You are such amazing people, kids, moms, dads, moms, whatever, single moms, single parents, feral kids. I don't even know anybody that's out there that's watching. I just want to say thank you. And to those of you who I know are watching, I'm saying good morning. My list is getting longer and longer. It's pretty incredible. And, I wanted to find out if anybody out there has a little one, boy, girl, child, whatever, niece, nephew, child, I don't even know. And you want me to shout them out? Write their name in the comments, okay? All right. So good morning, TJ/DJ and baby Lewis, Ella, Ari, and Luca, Brianna and Holland, Alex and Hannah Lorraine, Colin and Sophie, thanks for watching, Gracelyn and Kaylee, Joseph and Roscoe, Scarlett and Juliet, Jack and Sawyer, Jane and Liam, Finn and Fletcher, and Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Tabia and Max and Luca from Germany, Jake and Maddie, Joe Jr., Caitlin and Emma, baby Paisley, Vinny and Joseph, Patrick and Jane, Bella, AJ and Angelo and Tony, Fifi and Little Joe from up the block, Viviana and Bethany. Penelope Snow from Maine. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. Leo. My niece, Olivia Rose. My goddaughter, Marin Rose, and her baby sister, Molly. James Storm, Allie and Emily, Jake and Kaylin. To everyone, good morning. Wow. That's a lot of kids. That's so incredible how our group of friends have grown over the past 72 days. I couldn't be happier or feel more lucky. I really appreciate it, you guys. So now, before we read, what do? Last thing, we focus. So we put our feet on the ground. We get grounded into the earth. You have some friends? I'm adding them. Okay. Let me get my marker. Okay. Willow, Samantha, and Frankie. Got it. Let's do that right here. I'll put them up by you. Willow. What a pretty name. Samantha. And Frankie. So good morning, Willow, Samantha, and Frankie, and welcome to Storytime with Donna Vee. This is the part that I love because I've spoken about it many times with you guys. I definitely have some focus issues, and it's something that a lot of people have a hard time with. And I think that this is something that has helped me to kind of keep it in check before I have to learn something when I sit in a class like I'm going to later today or read a book. And it's really important, and it's helped me a lot, so I share it with you. It's called the I am, and it's breathing. And we didn't even start the I am in the beginning. I believe my brother was the first one to suggest it because he knows it's something that we've done before. But it is always about taking a deep breath in and then blowing it out and really just getting into where you're seated and focus and relax. Okay, so let's start. I am loved. I am focused. I am grateful. I am hopeful. I'm so hopeful. I really am. Okay, I am going to pin my bangs back so they're not distracting me during story time, and we are about to read. I'm so pumped. Okay, here we go. So today we have a little bit. they're all behind me. Of a longer book. Because I wanted to read a book that Gwen loaned us. So, knowing that we have a longer book today, we have to start out with a short book for the little kids. And I thought it might be nice, because today is L, to go back to an oldie. I think we could use a little bit of love. Okay, I'll add them after, all right? So, I love you just the way you are. It's one of my favorites. I used to read this to my daughters when they were little. And I thought that this might be something that the world could use right now. Loving everybody just the way they are. I love this story. One day, Bartholomew was grumpy. His ears were cold. Nah. Wrap your scarf around your ears to keep them warm, said George. But Bartholomew was still grumpy. Nah, his legs felt too stumpy. I'll carry you, said George. Oh, George. Oh, at home, Bartholomew's porridge was too, guys, lumpy. And his tummy was just too plumpy. Nah. Ooh, he's so angry. And he was too small. Nah. I'll feed you, said George. Oh, so sweet. At bath time, Bartholomew hid. Nah, he did not like anything at all. What a day, said George. You've been so grumpy, your legs have felt stumpy, your porridge was too lumpy, and your tummy too plumpy. But bah, nah! He was having a day. Have you ever had a day like that? Sometimes we have days like that. But I love you just the way you are. Can you imagine how nice that must be to hear? It really does. It diffuses the situation. I love you the way you are. It stopped little Bartholomew right in his tracks. Aw. Bartholomew felt better. He kissed George. And he brushed his teeth all by himself. Time for bed, Ba, said George. We both need a little rest. Nah, said Bartholomew. Aw, that is one of my favorites. It does. It really reminds me of when my kids were little and I would tuck them into bed and read them a story, and that was just the best. Honestly, one of my favorite things to ever do in the whole wide world. Okay, so we have a new book today, and this is going to be interesting. It is our first chapter book. We've never read a chapter book. I think what we're going to do is I will read a part of this book today, and I will finish it tomorrow. How about that? We're going to try chapter books for the first time on Story Time with Donna Vee. This is a pretty big deal. It really is, because I've never read chapter books. And this looked just so interesting and fun. I didn't want to say no to it. It's called Mercy Watson Goes for a Ride. I just love this pig's face. The smile on that face, I couldn't resist it. It was just amazing. So here's what we'll do. So this is a chapter book that has 14 chapters. Let's see how far we go and how long it takes us to get there. And that's how we'll determine what to do. Okay? Because the rule is 3 books, if not more, for bonus. But I really am excited. I hope you guys are excited at home. Okay. Mercy Watson goes for a ride. Ooh. That's a fun looking picture. Chapter 1. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson have a pig named Mercy. Every Saturday, Mrs. Watson makes a special lunch. Time for our little Saturday something, Mrs. Watson says. Oh, you've outdone yourself, Mrs. Watson. Mr. Watson says Mercy. Every Saturday after lunch, Mr. Watson goes outside. Mercy follows him. They stand in the driveway together and they admire Mr. Watson's convertible. Ooh, that's beautiful. Are you ready? Asked Mr. Watson. Said Mercy. Mr. Watson opens the passenger door and Mercy hops into the car. She sits behind the wheel and she snuffles contentedly. Chapter 2. Says Mr. Watson, every Saturday. You, my dear, are a porcine wonder. But even porcine wonders cannot drive cars. Mr. Watson gently pushes Mercy toward the passenger seat. But Mercy does not move. She does not want to sit in the passenger seat. Mercy Watson wants to drive. Says Mr. Watson. He pushes less gently. Scoot over, my dear. Mercy does not move. Help me, Mr. Watson calls out. Every Saturday, Mrs. Watson steps outside. Darling, Mrs. Watson says, if you let Mr. Watson drive, I'll make you an extra helping of hot buttered toast. I will have it waiting for you when you get back home. Mercy narrows her eyes. She loves hot buttered toast. She also loves extra helpings. Slowly, very slowly, she moves over to the passenger side. Oh, what a dear, says Mrs. Watson. She clasps her hands. You are such a good sport, darling. Yes, Mr. Watson, says Mr. Watson. She most certainly is. He gets in the car and sits behind the wheel. He turns the key in the ignition, and the Watson convertible rumbles to life. Chapter 3. Bon voyage, Mrs. Watson calls. Bon voyage, my dears. When you get home, we'll all have hot buttered toast. Goodbye, Mrs. Watson, Mr. Watson shouts. Ooh, look at the license plate, says Mercy. He backs out of the driveway very quickly. He does not look behind him. Mr. Watson is a forward-looking man. He does not believe in looking back. Says Mercy. Already, she's having a good time. And we're off, said Mr. Watson. We're off on an adventure. Chapter 4. Oh, the chapters are moving rather quickly, don't you say? Eugenia Lincoln and baby Lincoln lived next door to the Watsons. Every Saturday, the Lincoln sisters watched Mercy and Mr. Watson back out of the driveway. And every Saturday, Eugenia is displeased. Mr. Watson is a very bad driver, she said. He's a menace behind the wheel. Yes, sister, says baby. Furthermore, said Eugenia, it is my firm opinion that pigs should not be taken for rides in automobiles. Particularly that pig. That pig is a sly pig. I do not trust her. No, sister, says baby. Baby looks down the road. The car has disappeared. Mr. Watson and Mercy are gone. Folly, said Eugenia Lincoln. She shakes her fist. It is a folly. I say, yes, sister, but secretly, baby Lincoln thinks a little folly wouldn't be a bad thing. Look at her, she's like this. I love myself a little folly, not gonna lie. Chapter 5. One Saturday, Mrs. Watson made a special lunch. After lunch, Mr. Watson and Mercy went outside. Everything happened just as it always did. Every Saturday on Decawoo Drive. See that? It's repeat. They go outside. Mercy goes behind the driver's side. Mr. Watson tries to push her. There's the bargaining. There's the winning. There's the leaving. It happens. What folly, said Eugenia Lincoln, as usual. What nonsense. She paused. Ooh, she's not a very happy-looking camper. Eugenia waited for baby to say, yes, sister, but baby said nothing. Baby said nothing because baby was not there. Chapter 6. After Tommy Lello sat in his police cruiser, rewind, Officer Tomalello sat in his police cruiser. A pink convertible sped past him. Was that a pig? Officer Tomalello asked himself. Yes, it was, he answered himself. That most certainly was a pig. Is it legal to take a pig for a ride? Officer Tomalello asked himself. I don't believe it is, he answered himself. It is unusual, he continued, but unusual does not equal illegal. However, it is illegal to speed, and that vehicle was definitely speeding. Officer Tomalello turned on his flashing lights. Woo, woo, woo! He pulled out onto the highway and he followed the car with the pig in it. Woo, woo, woo! Chapter 7. We're doing really well on timing. It's not so bad, a chapter book. We are really just learning so much. Well, I am. Are you? Must be open to reading and learning. Yeah. Okay. In the car with the pig, in it, the pig was having a very good time. The wind was tickling her ears. I feel like I have little ears right now. The sun was warm on her snout. Even though she was not the one behind the wheel, Mercy was happy. And Mr. Watson was happy too. There's nothing like a fast drive to clear the mind, he shouted. Isn't that right, my dear? Said Mercy. Uh-oh. It is wonderful to go fast, said a voice from the back seat. Who said that? Said Mr. Watson. Me, said baby Lincoln. Mr. Watson looked over his shoulder and look who's in the car. Well, hello, Mr. Watson, said baby, said Mercy. Hello, Mercy, said baby. What are you doing here? Shouted Mr. Watson. I'm having a little adventure, said baby. I'm indulging in some folly. Oh boy. Oh boy. Her sister is not going to be happy. Folly, said Mr. Watson. Mercy narrowed her eyes. Mr. Watson was looking over his shoulder at baby. He was not looking at the road. Mercy saw her chance. She gathered her strength and she leaped. Help! Mr. Watson said. Help! Oof! Whee! Said baby Lincoln. What folly! What fun! What adventure! Please, please, said Mr. Watson, get off of me. He pushed Mercy with both hands, but Mercy did not move. She put her front hooves on the steering wheel. She was in the driver's seat and she intended to stay there. Oh no. That's not folly, that's dangerous. And let's end it right there at a cliffhanger. Tomorrow, we'll start the book second with chapter 8. I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look. Okay, I'm going to take this paper. I'm going to put it right in the book. Actually, I will take one of our letters from yesterday, and it's going right in the book. And tomorrow, we will finish the story of Mercy Watson. That's exciting. I love a good cliffhanger. Okay, we have one more book to go. I feel it's a good idea to perhaps finish with a Mr. book. What do you think, guys? You think we should do a Mr. book? Yes. I have the perfect Mr. book for today's story because I could have peeked to see what was on the next page in the book about Mercy, but that would be nosy. And I didn't want to do that. But a good book to read now. Mr. Nosy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mr. Nosy. I love my Mr. books. Are you ready for this one, you guys? Yeah, I know you love that. I heard it all the way over here in Nutley. TJ just went, yeah. She loves the Mr. books. Okay, ready? Mr. Nosy. First time I'm opening it. Can you hear it? Ready? Mr. Nosy liked to know about everything that was going on. He was always poking his nose in other people's business. Mr. Nosy was the kind of person who, if they came upon a locked door, couldn't resist looking through the keyhole to see why the door had been locked. Not good. Not good at all. Mr. Nosy was the kind of person who, if he found an unopened letter addressed to somebody else, would simply have to open it to find out what's inside. That's a federal offense. Mr. Nosy. Not nice. Mr. Nosy was the kind of person who, if he was sitting reading his paper on the train, would much rather read the paper of the person sitting next to him. Naturally, as you can imagine, Mr. Nosy was not very popular. People did not like the way in which Mr. Nosy would peek and pry into their affairs. They did not like it at all. But did that stop Mr. Nosy from peeking and prying? It did not. Did it say High Street? Isn't that where you live? Wow. Very observant. That's very good. You were looking and paying attention. Very good, TJ. Ah, this looks like somebody I know. Mr. Nosy lives in a place called Tiddletown. One day, the people of Tiddletown decided that Mr. Nosy was becoming too nosy. Nope. Rewind. Mr. Nosy was becoming much too nosy. And so they held a meeting to discuss what to do about him. Can you imagine? He was so nosy that they were discussing a meeting about him. We must find some way to stop him from being nosy, said old Mr. Chips, the town carpenter. That's right, said Mrs. Washer, who ran the Tiddletown laundry. Tiddletown? I think it's Tiddletown. So that's right, said Mrs. Washer, who ran the Tiddletown laundry. He needs to be taught a lesson. Yeah, he does. If we could think of a way to stop him from poking his nose into everything, said Mr. Brush the painter. If only. My focusing is back. See, reel it in. If only we could think of a way to stop him from poking his nose into everything, said Mr. Brush, the painter. And then a small smile spread over his face. Oh, listen, he said now. I have a plan. All his friends gathered around to listen to his plan. The following morning, Mr. Nosy was out walking along High Street in Tiddletown when he heard somebody whistling behind one of the closed doors. I wonder what's going on in here, he thought, and quietly tiptoeing up to the door, he quietly opened it and peeped in. Look at that nose. He's so nosy. Splash! Went a very wet paintbrush right on the end of Mr. Nosy's nose, covering it with bright red paint. Oh dear, I am sorry, said Mr. Brush, who was painting the inside of the door. Poor Mr. Nosy had to go straight home and try to remove the red paint, which was very difficult and rather painful. But Mr. Brush chuckled to himself. The plan had begun. TJ, you see him right out your window? Whoa. I bet. Does he look as green in person? The following day, Mr. Nosy was walking past the laundry when he heard somebody laughing on the other side of the wall. Hey, I wonder what's going on in here, he thought to himself, and standing on tiptoe, he looked over the wall. Snap! Snap! Went a clothespin right on the end of his nose. Oh dear, I am sorry, said Mrs. Washer, who was hanging up clothes on a washing line on the other side of the wall. Poor Mr. Nosy removed the clothespin and went off down the street, feeling extremely sorry for himself and his poor red nose. That's not cool. Mrs. Washer chuckled to herself. The plan was working. Nosy's not good, you guys. Gotta mind our own business. The next day, Mr. Nosy was going past a fence when he heard hammering. This is not going to be good. I wonder what's going on here, he thought to himself, and creeping very quietly to the end of the fence, he peeped around. Did you see that? Oh, I'm nervous for him. Bang! Oh my gosh. Bang! Bang went a hammer right on the end of Mr. Nosy's nose. Oh dear, I am sorry, said old Mr. Chips, who was nailing up a loose plank on the fence. Poor Mr. Nosy had to go home immediately and bandage his poor, red, sore nose. Oh boy. Mr. Chips grinned a broad grin. The plan was working very well indeed. That's a heck of a plan. To paint it, to pinch it, and to bam, hammer it. Man. The following day, Mr. Nosy was walking in the woods when he heard somebody sawing wood. Oh no. I wonder what's going on here, he thought to himself, and he crept behind a tree, and he was just about to peer out from behind the tree when it suddenly occurred to him that if he did, something very nasty might happen to his nose. And so he went on his way without being nosy. Can you imagine? That would have been so scary. I'm so glad the book took a different turn. Behind the tree with a saw raised in his hand stood Mr. Herd, the farmer. When he saw Mr. Nosy, and he saw that he had gone on his way without being nosy, he laughed and laughed and laughed. The plan had worked. Mr. Herd hurried into Titletown, to tell everybody. Look at him laughing. The plan really had worked, because after that, Mr. Nosy stopped being nosy and soon became very good friends with everyone in Titletown. And that is the end of the story, except to say that if you're ever tempted to be as nosy as Mr. Nosy used to be, you better expect one thing. a sore nose. The end. You know, a lot of times we find themes in our stories, and I feel like today the story is a lesson, right? That was a lesson, Mr. Nosy, not to be nosy. And in the story that we're reading and finishing tomorrow about Mercy Watson, we're going to learn the lesson tomorrow for sure. But I think some of the lesson is gotta have fun and live a little. And in the first book that we read, I love you just the way you are. It's that sometimes not every day is going to be easy. Not every situation is going to be easy or peaceful, but love is what prevails. And that is what we need now more than anything else is love. Love, light, and laughter. Goodbye, TJ. I love you. So let's breathe out at the end of story time. I am love. I am laughter. I am peace. I am happy that you're here with me today and every day. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. One last thing. You know what we could all use right now? Put your right hand on your left shoulder, your left hand on your right, and give yourself a hug. Because you know what? So many of us that are quarantining alone or just really wish that we could hug somebody we love. This is what we have to do right now. Give yourself a hug. Be gentle with yourself. Be peaceful. Enjoy the day. And I'll see you in the morning.